Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so tonight we have the missing link. Okay, I am your link, Miss Sabrina Soul. Thank you so much for being here. If you have not clicked that thumbs up, definitely click that like button. We would so appreciate it. If you are new here, thank you for being here. If you are not subscribed to my channel, definitely click the subscription. Also, to click that notification bell, so every time I go live or I post a new video, you will be the first to know. Also, I do have my new membership program on my channel. Definitely click that membership, join my soulmate family. We would love to have you. So as I said, tonight I have the missing link and I have Mr. BLU DASH here with me, and you guys probably have seen his face on the TV screen with Ready to Love Miami, the second season, which is season number 7. And I'm so excited to have him here because you guys know, and I know I've seen and I've watched and I've seen the comments and on the blogs and everything. What does BLU really do? Like, he said he owned this and he got a bar and I don't know, I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? But we're here to clear that air tonight to discuss exactly what Mr. BLU DASH TM himself does. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for taking the time out of your schedule and talking with me. Are you excited?
I'm excited. Thank you for having me, though.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's get down into it. Oh, and shout out to my chat. I love you guys. If you have any questions for BLU, definitely put them in the chat area, and then I will, if we have a chance, I'll pop them on the screen and I'll ask BLU any of the questions that you put up. So I want to just get right into it. The very first question that I have for you is probably the hardest question, and that is, who is BLU DASH?
Ooh.
I told you it was the hardest question.
That was a hard one. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a spontaneous person. I love being outdoors. I would try something once for the first time. I mean, I'm just an overall fun person. Like, whatever you want to do, I'm down. Just give me a heads up, and we'll just do it.
Yeah.
There's multiple to answer that question, but it's like I'm just a whole ball of fun. What you guys want to do? And best thing business-wise, I'm always trying to find something to do and establish myself to leave a legacy behind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same with me. So I definitely get it. My second question, because I've seen this too floating around on the blogs, is BLU ain't his real name. So is that your real name?
No. My real name is Damien, but when I was born with like light green, bluish eyes, and especially from Jamaica, they made fun of, especially light-skinned dudes with green eyes. Just called them push-shot boy. That means cat eyes. And then from there, it went from green eyes to blue eyes. So some of them always would call me blue-eyed boy, and it stuck with me since I was born. My mom was kind of like, okay, here's my blue-eyed son, and they would start calling me BLU from there because I was born all the way through to now. So I only heard my name when I was in trouble. I didn't really hear my name, like my real name, until I guess when I was in trouble. Besides, everybody's calling me BLU, from my cousins, my mom, my dad, my grandfather, everybody.
Right. Okay. So I don't want you to be mad with me, but that static that we heard earlier, or that I heard earlier, it's back.
Came back again?
Yeah, and it's like worse this time.
How about now? Is that better?
Testing.
Testing. 1,
It's
2,
still
3.
there.
I don't understand why. Let me see something here. Okay. What's the static though? Unless I do.
I don't know.
Give me 1 second if you want.
Yeah, if it wasn't overpowering your voice, I would be like, okay, well, we'll deal with it. But it's like I can actually barely hear you at this point.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. I hear it now. I just back. It's fine.
Okay. All right, guys. Hey, Diamonds and Lip Gloss. I'm not sure. You said you can't see the live chat. I see the chat. I saw the comment. See. So yes.
Is that better?
Now you sound like a robot. Oh, it's still static. Do you want to go out and come back in? I'm so sorry.
Still static.
Yeah. Oh.
Give me 1 second, guys. I got you. Can you hear me better or no?
No, yes. It's still bad. I'm sorry. Sorry. It's bad.
Let me go. I'll be right back.
Okay. So Donna D says, what's Blue's real name? I literally just asked him. His real name is Damon. I don't know if you guys could hear it with some static on his end. So he did leave back out and he is coming back. But his real name is Damon. And he said up until he was yay high, he didn't even know what his real name was because everyone called him Blue. And when he was born, he said his eyes were like a bluish kind of color. And his mom called his friends, everyone called him Blue, and it kind of stuck with him. So that he's back. So let's see. Testing. 1, 2. Oh, you sound amazing. Okay. So Donna D, there was a comment that said, well, what's Blue's real name? And you actually just explained it. If you don't mind, because it was staticky, I don't think that they can hear you. Could you just explain? I did, but it's better if you do.
No worries. My real name is Damien. Basically, when I was born with like I said, bluish green eyes. And in Jamaica, due to being a boy with green eyes, blue eyes, they used to call us push eye boy, meaning cat eye boys. And then from there, went from green eyes to blue eyes. But since when I was younger, they kept on calling me Blue, like, blue eyed son. And it just stuck with me since I was little. The only time I heard my real name was when I got in trouble. But besides that, I was being called Blue since I was a little baby.
Yeah. Well, love the eyes. Eyes definitely mesmerize a lot of women out there. I'm sure your DMs was hot. So where are you from originally? So we know you're in Miami shooting and filming, but originally, where did you stem from?
I was born in Jamaica, and I moved to Missouri when I was 8. Then I went to Connecticut. Then I came to Miami. So I've been all my life. I grew up in Miami from elementary school all the way through. I've been in Miami. So
wow. So you're Jamaican in real life.
I am. Yes.
I mean, not in real life, not like.
Yeah, I mean, in real life, yes. But yes, I'm born in Jamaica. Yes.
Oh, that is so cool. See, we would have never known that.
No. Because I don't have the accent, but I do if I talk to other Jamaicans or when it's needed. I can speak it.
What? Can you speak it?
It's not.
No. Okay,
I got you. I got you.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, at what age did you move to Miami again?
I've been in Miami since I was in elementary school. So I think I did. So I remember, I know I did elementary, then I went to middle school. So whatever age elementary started at, I was there all the way through.
Okay, so like 5, 6, 7 years old, you started.
So remember, I moved to the United States at 6. So.
Wow, I moved to the United States when I was 5.
You see?
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, because we had our little conversation backstage. So, how was it like growing up in Miami?
Growing up in Miami was fun for me. It was a good life for me, and I had fun. I was always outside, playing with friends. I started in Kendall. I wish I'd have paid attention a little more into different languages, which I kind of like. I don't want to speak Spanish, which I should have tried it because now it's heavily, it's frequently speaking Spanish, which I should have not ran away from. But I like being in Miami. There's a lot of different cultures. So you get a mixture of the Haitians, Jamaicans, Spanish, South Africans, everything. It's just a melting pot.
Yeah, that's right. So do you speak any other languages?
Jamaican, which is not a language, it's popular, it's broken English, but I'm getting better at speaking Spanish. Like it's every day I listen to it in the car, I play it on the radio, I listen to it a lot more so I can understand, because you go a little 20 minutes south, everybody's speaking Spanish, and you need to know what they're saying. So I'm definitely Duolingo all day long. I do like between 20 minutes a day of Duolingo, trying to learn the Spanish heavy.
¿Cómo estás?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Muy bien. Muchas gracias.
¿Qué hace?
Say it again.
¿Qué hace?
Gracias.
No. ¿Qué hace mean what you doing?
Oh, okay. Chilingo. That's about how much Spanish I can speak. But if I go to a Spanish-speaking country, you could best believe I'm gonna know how to eat, find the food, and where the bathroom at. So
that's easy. You gotta say you gotta ask some people like, hey, so basically, mostly ask you a lot of Latin cultures like comiste. Comiste. It means like, did you eat?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and then you gotta ask, but always remember this: la cuenta.
What's la cuenta?
La cuenta, the bill, the check.
I'm not gonna ask them that.
They were gonna come in like in silver.
I'm gonna be like, ¿Qué pasa? ¿Cómo se dice? You said below? I don't know. I can't. No say. No say. Okay. Oh God. So growing up in Miami, so like was it like how was dating growing up in Miami? Like how was it for you? Like as you when you became like
Dating flow was very different and a little difficult because even though a lot of Latin culture and and mixture, most of we didn't really. It was still going to transition of mixing between because we're still I'm still a brother, dark skin, trying to date a Latin person or date a sister or even whatever. It's very difficult. At that time, we were still like shunned on, like, okay, you can't date this person because your ethnicity or whatever. So it was more like just hang out, have fun. So at
wow.
that point, I really like in the back of my head, I was really focused on it.
Yeah.
Especially during high school, middle school, I was focused on just playing sports and getting out of school and getting good grades.
Okay.
But like when you dated somebody who's like their their history is different because like we eat certain things they don't eat, and it's like okay, I don't want to try that because I've never had that before. It
Yeah.
makes sense, and they had different upbringings. You got to be home at a certain time where sometimes our parents were more lenient. Street light comes on, just check in, but you still be outside. You
Yeah.
know what I
Like
mean?
different
They're,
cultures and stuff.
yeah, it's very different.
Yeah.
And my
So
parents
how,
really let me stay over. Good.
oh, they didn't. You said they wouldn't let you stay over. Stay
Nah,
over where?
anything like you got to be home. You got to always be at your house. Never
Yeah.
sleep out. Stay home.
Yeah. My mom was the same way. Like if it was like the street lights been on 2 minutes past the sun going down, I would get it, honey. I
You
would
gotta
get
meet.
it
You gotta
open
you
the
gotta beat it
door.
for the street light. Come home. I got you.
Yeah. Wow. So how would you describe your personality?
It depends on the situation I'm in or where I'm at. I adjust to what I got to do. The only thing about me is like I'm always a fun person. Like
Okay.
I'm definitely that guy. Okay, listen, you guys are dull. We're gonna have fun. This we're gonna do. Let's fix this. Let's make the energy hot. Hype. It depends on where I'm at, but definitely I can say I definitely like to bring the party and make
Mm,
everybody enjoy what they're doing.
okay. So you like to bring the party. You're like not the party.
Yeah, I bring the party. Like I said, it depends where we're at. It depends where we're at.
Okay. Because I feel like I'm the party. Okay. Like, woo,
And then there's
let's
an I'm a piggyback off you then because some people are down like okay, how can we get them to be more exciting? You
right,
know what I mean?
right.
So I'll let you start off, and I guess I follow your lead or whoever else is going at the same time.
Yeah. Like I'm that girl that's like, everybody get on the dance floor. And I'll be like, shot, 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 shot. Everybody take a shot.
And I'm the one buying the shots. I'm like, okay, shots to everybody. I'm the backup. I got you on that one.
See, well, we would get along great.
There's facts. Okay, she said shots. You're taking a shot. What you want? Okay, I got you. Low key, slide him a shot.
Oh my
You give him the
God.
dance. I give him the drink. How's that?
Yeah, yeah. I guess from being like in the club industry for so long and then me being a bartender for like so many years, it's just I made bank as a bartender. I remember some nights I would leave out with like five, six, eight, $900 a
Yes.
night from bartending. And you know, I mean, I
It's
feel like I
fast
could,
money. It's
it
fast
is.
money.
It is. I'm shooting now. I'm thinking about it. Okay.
You might go back to it.
Right. So okay, so like growing up, like I'm talking about in your younger years when you were like 8, 9, 10 years old, you're like, Mommy, I want to be a firefighter. Like, what did you want to be? I'm very animated.
Do that voice again.
Mommy, what I want to be a firefighter. Like I'm
Um,
very animated. So yeah, what did you want to be growing up? I'm
wow.
sorry.
I wanted to play sports, but I started off wanting to play sports when I was very, very young, playing football, basketball, and then between my 14 to 16-year-old break, my dad he was starting to do medical, and he kept on taking me to his his it's not internship. He was doing I can't name him out. But he was going through his classes, whatever. I used to go with him, and then there's a point in time where I saw those cadavers. I was like, yo, I was interested in that, where I
Mhm.
could walk around seeing the bodies in formaldehyde. I'm saying it wrong, sorry, but formaldehyde, where you could actually touch them when you put gloves on. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Where I could see a actual body. I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. Because remember, a lot of people donate their bodies to the medical field, and people going to study. I was there like running around like, I actually like this, and then I wanted to be a phlebotomist when I was young enough to draw blood. So
Oh,
I was trying to follow his lead. Like I wanted to be in the medical field. I wanted to do this and that. And I did start doing phlebotomy, and it just didn't go the way I thought it would go when I finally had my first patient that I took their blood. I freaked out.
I was about to say what happened.
The person was a geriatric person where they just came out of chemo, and when you draw their blood, their veins collapse,
Right.
and they wouldn't stop bleeding. After I took the blood, got the there's a the cartridge, the tubes, they wouldn't stop bleeding. Nothing bad. That's what they're used to it. They're like, oh, no problem, no worries. I didn't, as somebody being young, I didn't realize like, it was okay. So as a young person, like my first patient, they gave me someone that just came out of chemo. So I decided to switch my field after that.
So what what did you okay. What did you switch your field to next? Like where did you go after that?
After that, I went just focus on school, start playing basketball and football in high school because I was still in high school at the time, and then I just started playing basketball, football, and I just
So you
continued going
went
from
back
there.
to sports.
Yeah, I went back to sports. I was like, you know what, this is not for me because I cannot have a person bleeding consistently. Which it stopped eventually, but in my head, I was like, yeah, that's too much blood for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, but that's great though that you were able to get into it and spend time with your father and like y'all were
Mhm.
able to bond and you got into something that he was doing. So,
Yeah.
and what is the word you were looking for? Was it his residency?
No, not his residency. My dad was at the time he was going to become a physician assistant. He was
Oh,
actually in school. We're here, so he already had his
okay.
residency. He was just in school, and at the time he used to come home and study. And I was like, let me see what this is. And I was read with him, and he's like, I'm going to go to the it's not a clinic. He go when you go to your medical school, they have a certain place I have to study the human body off of the exams they had.
Oh, yeah. We don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, I was like, I want to go. And he first time he took me there, I was like, oh wow, there's a person's body here. Different people, kids growing up during certain stages and tubes and all kind of stuff. I'm like, it was fascinating. I was like, okay. And I was like, okay. Then I liked it at the time. I should have stuck with it. I probably would have been like I'd probably a doctor right now or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it
it's
was fun
never
at the time.
too late. It's never too late. You can do anything that you put your mind to.
Very true.
Yes. So, okay, moving forward now, you did sports and after, not even after that, when did you, or at first, what age did you have your first job and what was your first job?
My first job, I was a porter. Basically I went to a dealership and I was like, I saw I could park cars and make money just parking cars. I love cars. So I used to park cars. And I was like, you know what? Let me try this. So I got hired to be a porter at a car dealership.
And all you did was park cars?
Yeah, I started parking cars, and then myself, I decided to have this bright idea where I saw if you change oil change, so basically people just come in to get the cars have oil change. I used to park them, and then the tech will come, take the car, do oil change, bring it back, and the customer will wait an hour, and I'll bring the car back up front. I used to get tipped. So I asked my manager at the time, hey, guess what? How much do you make if you do oil change? At the time, an oil change was like hour, as it was $10 extra.
Okay.
And during the downtime, I was like, let me just. During the downtime, when we park cars, you're waiting. Not a lot of cars are coming in. I was like, you know what? How about I learn how to do oil change? So that's what I started doing. So instead of making $5 an hour, I was making $15 an hour. I would take one car to do the oil change while I was waiting. So I
Right.
was like, you know what? This is fun. Let me just, because oil change was simple. Filter, oil, put it in, bring the car back. So I was getting the extra $10 while I
Right.
was sitting down waiting while the cars were getting serviced.
How old were you?
I was 17.
Okay. See, that's that entrepreneurial mindset. Like it was already starting at such a young age because I was
Yeah.
the same way. Mine started when I was about 10 years old, so I get it.
Yeah. I wanted extra money. I'm like, why am I just sitting here getting $5 an hour where I can get $15 an hour? And my
Exactly.
paychecks was bigger. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna change it all. I changed a car every. It was an 8 hour shift, so I did a car every hour and a half. I'll take a car as long as I'm not busy.
Mm. So what was the next thing that you did? What was your next job?
I went to parts department.
Oh, so okay, so you were still in the car business.
I went from car to bike motorcycles. Sorry, I switched up.
Oh, okay.
I
Did
went to
you
the
did you
motorcycles.
ever have like a love for that? Like were you like I want to like work on cars. I want to work on
I did.
motorcycles. So you
I
did.
did.
'Cause I know you
I
love
did.
cars, but to actually
I worked
work on
on.
them is a little bit different. I love cars too. Do I want to work on them? No.
No,
Do I
I
like
actually did.
driving them? Yeah.
No, I did. I definitely did. I worked on a bunch of my cars before, and I was like, you know what? This is pretty fun. Let me start working on cars for my friends, and they were paying me for it. So I worked on a couple cars, and I stuck in what I knew, the
Okay.
Honda Acura era, and I did that for a little while. And then I went to motorcycles because I was good at parts. And from there, I ended up some of the car for the motorcycles.
Mhm.
I started to go into South Beach.
Okay. Doing what?
So basically, from high school into my still playing basketball. I always went out in South Beach more day weekend, and I always took 20, 30 people with me. We went as a group.
To do what?
Just go hang out in South Beach, just walk around on the street.
Oh, okay. Honey, Ocean Drive is where it's at, honey.
Yes, more the weekend was good back in the day.
Go give me a call a cab.
From Fat Tuesdays or Wet Willies, which one?
Wet Willies.
Yes, yes,
Honey,
yes, yes. I
that
remember those
was my
days.
stomping ground, honey. I had me a condo down there.
Okay,
Child.
see, you remember this?
Not much, not much. It's okay. We're talking about you. Okay, so so that's cool that you know how to work on vehicles. So whenever you're in Virginia, let me know because I use synthetic and it's very expensive. So
I got you. That was I don't do that anymore. No more. But I got you.
man, them oil changes be killing you. Like you
They
said,
last longer.
you take the air filter, oil filter, you change that, pour the oil in it, bam, you screw it and screw it back. That's it. It's gonna be $185, Miss Sabrina.
Yes, for an hour worth of work.
I'm like, what? I'm like, I
You know,
really could have done this. My dad used to change my oil for me. Like, shout out to dad.
yes.
Shout. All right. So, what do you do now, like in business? What do you do now? And okay, I'm gonna let you answer that first because I got questions.
Basically, wow. So basically, right now I am. So I'm opening another liquor store, and I'm opening pretty much a kitchen, a virtual kitchen. Yeah, virtual
Okay.
kitchens. So after COVID opened a lot of doors of people don't want to leave their homes,
Yeah.
and we're basically Uber Eats, DoorDash, all that stuff is coming full circle. So
Mhm.
having a virtual kitchen works a lot.
Okay.
It helps out.
So now with the virtual kitchens and everything that you're doing now, how did it lead up to that? So you were working on cars and now you're doing virtual kitchens. So how did that
So we
start off?
so we skipped. We went from here all the way over here. All right, so let's go back. So basically, after working on cars into the bike dealership, I used to go to South Beach heavy with a lot of my friends, and I was still playing basketball. I ran into a gentleman, Andre Rison, good dude. Thank you very much. He helped me into the industry where I used to play basketball with him. So play basketball in these little leagues, and he took me out on the beach. I was always just show up with 10, 15, 20 people. And another gentleman named Josh, he's like, listen, you're a young kid that always have people with you. How would you like to make money? I was like, to do what? He's like, every time you come with 25 people plus. Call my friends. We're young. We want to go out.
Right.
He's like, I'll pay you to bring your friends. I was like, okay, cool. Brought my friends down, first paycheck, and especially back in the day, first paycheck was like $800. I'm like, I was making $400 a week to $800 for one night. I was like, wait a minute, what am I doing? Am I tripping? I mean, did a couple weeks. I used to go to work late. I used to leave at South Beach 4 o'clock in the morning, go to work at 8 o'clock. I used to fall asleep at the parking lot, go to work. I just quit. And then from there, I came in. I built myself into a big promoter from there, where I was to do 200-300 people, making good paychecks. I was making bank. I was just touching 22, 23. I'm going away home with a lot of money where, I only had to work 2 days a week. I had a free time. I can do what I wanted. And I was doing parties.
Okay, so as a promoter, because I know I used to work with promoters because I used to model back in the day because I modeled for 10 years. So back in the day, and I think we're about the same age. They used to get like a bunch of like models come, like such and such is going to be here. So I would go, he'd be like, I give you a table, I give you a bottle, you know,
You bring
so
X amount of people, yep, and they pay you a flat rate for each person. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So like you
So,
would make a certain amount off of the door, depending on like your guest
but
list or whatever. So, but the money just wasn't good enough for me because I was like, he's making all this money. I need to throw my own party. Okay. Because
I
that's what
agree with
you
you.
were doing. So
Yes. So
as uh-huh.
so we started to be big. Shout out to 400 Club. We were big. We're the one of the best urban events at the time. We're banking. We're doing Friday the 5th, Saturday Dream. We're winning. It started getting bad after a while, and then the older I got, the more I was like, wait a minute, I'm only getting a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
Someone else is making money off of me, and that's maybe my, that's just the entrepreneur myself. I'm like, wait a minute, he's making money off of me. I'm only getting a piece of the pie when I can get the whole pie. So what I started doing was I ventured off and I started doing my own events at clubs. And I was like, you know what? I don't like that either. So so I backed up. Someone introduced me to, you can do your own liquor, do your own party. You have the door and the bar. And I started doing that, but there's also more responsibilities in that because when you have the door and the bar, you have to pay your staff, you have to pay your security, all that stuff. And in the beginning, as a promoter, you bring the people, and it looks like you're making great money, but sometimes you don't make money. Sometimes you break even. Sometimes you take a loss.
Right.
And the reason I say that is because I was a third party. I had to go to somebody to get the liquor, he gets cut. Then I go to somebody else to get the license to organize up. I pay the event, the event.
Mm-hmm.
I sat at home one day and I was watching American Gangster. I was like, wait a minute. I want to be Denzel. I need to go straight to the source. How
Honey,
can I be that? I love that movie.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
What is that? I'm sorry. So you love that?
I was like, all the men won't be Denzel. I'm just joking.
Denzel's a guy.
I'm just joking.
I'm leaving that alone. So I was like, let me be, I watch how you went and got straight to the source. I was like, let me figure out how to get my own license and store and whatever and stop giving people money off of me when they didn't do nothing but just sit back and collect. So that's why I went out there and I got my own liquor license and I opened my own liquor store. So now I get my liquor on consignment. I'm sorry, I apologize. That's wholesale. And I still do my parties and I have a license and I still was providing liquor to other people. So I was making good money off of that. So I opened a liquor store.
Yeah.
That's the first venture I went through was my liquor store, and it did very well. I put it next to a well-established powerhouse, and then it worked out very well for me after that.
Okay, so let's rewind a little bit because you said you were
Awesome.
making bank, and because this is the missing link, like people want to know. So, say for instance, someone's interested in like promoting clubs, and of course, that was back
Okay.
then. It was like
Yes.
in your early 20s. So, just to give someone an idea, if they want to be a promoter, so you said you did it Fridays and Saturdays. In 2 days, how much would you make?
Back then, that's when money was different because people didn't want
Yeah.
to get comped. People didn't want to get $2 drinks where everybody was paying full price. People, the economy was different. I was bringing home $6,000 a week.
Woo. And this is from 2 days?
2 days, $3,000 a day. It's like I said, the money is different because so you would negotiate as a promoter. I want the door, and then I want a percentage of the bar sales. Now I am not comping a celebrity. He's paying top dollar. He just got a check. Example, we had a bunch of athletes. They're paying $30,000-$40,000 a table because they have the money.
Right.
I didn't give them nothing for free. So you imagine we're pulling in back then $100,000 nights.
And you're selling the tables.
So it
Yeah,
all
I know
adds
a
up.
little bit about the bar business. So
Right. So your expenses were less, but also back then, a lot of liquor was coming into play. Like, say, example, Hennessy started, giving out money, like to host an event. So your expenses just went from 100% to 10%. So anything that's coming in profit wise is money, and you pay your fellow promoters with you. You pay your
right.
marketing team. We're making good money, real good money.
Okay. So after the promoting, you said that you're like, you know what? Screw that. I don't want no more middlemen. I'm trying to get 100%.
Yes.
So, okay. Okay. With the liquor,
Hmm.
how did you manage to get 100% of the liquor sales when you
Okay,
threw these parties?
simple, because when you own a liquor store, you buy liquor in bulk, in mass. And when you buy them in mass, you get a way, you buy things wholesale. So what you're paying for the store for, the club for X amount of dollars, I'm only getting it for peons, per se.
Blue, tell them how much a bottle of Moet costs
And
in
what's my
in
way?
the liquor. Let's just say rosé, but tell them how much rosé is sold
70,
for in
it
the,
depends. Okay, so 80, max $84.
and how much do you guys sell them for in the club? Like when they
400.
be,
400.
y'all know when y'all be in the club and people be walking by with the signs with the little sparklies and they be holding the bottle because the table done just bought a bottle of Moet or a bottle of Hennessy. You said that that bottle of rosé cost what, 80 bucks?
84, 84, yeah, $80. 84.
And you sell it for how much at the
Four-
club?
400. And it, like I said, depends on your city location. Sometimes if the bottle costs you $70, you sell for 180. So you know the markup now. It all depends on the city, but you're still making a lot of margins.
Okay, so you said you own a liquor store. How did you come about owning a liquor store? So, like me, I'm like, shoot, now I want to go own a liquor store. So, like, what did you have to do? Did you have to get a liquor license? Did you
Yes.
like how much upfront does someone probably need to have? Because you have to buy these bottles, you have to
Ooh.
stock your shelves, and of course, it's going to be different for everyone. You can just give a roundabout because, say, for instance, your liquor store is huge, or say, for instance, you have a
It,
little liquor store. So,
it depends on the city. License vary from anywhere from 100,000 to $1 million. And you also have to, good credit is the key, and have a great deposit. And you also have to find somebody who's willing to sell a license to you. So you're looking at anywhere. My first store I opened up was between 150 to 200K.
wow. I mean, but if you think about it, okay, yes, those are some big numbers that you're throwing around. But me as an entrepreneur, I'm like, okay, those are some big numbers. But I think about the turnaround. I think about 30 times 12 times 5 times, you know what I mean? Like I'm thinking long run. You know what I'm saying? So, and
You
how
you
long is it
have
going to take you to
you
make
have
back?
you have to hustle. Okay, you got to know how good you are. If you already have clientele, like I had clientele before I opened my liquor store, I was like supplying that to them. Then you already up in the game. You can't just open a liquor store and say, "Oh, I'm gonna make money." You can't put it anywhere either. You need to do your research, and as an entrepreneur, wait a minute. I know this area is missing it, but I can supply this area this. My lease has to be a less amount. You need to do your research before you just jump into one. I'm taking on this big note, but I know that my rent's X, I can afford it, and I can go out there and still do events and supply my own parties and survive off of it. Because
Right.
sometimes people open liquor stores in the wrong neighborhood and no one walks in that door. I know what you're
And
going. I know you're thinking. I know you're thinking, but no one walks in that door.
yeah, because that is actually one of my questions, but it was going to be towards the end because it makes sense. Like where you open up a bar, a restaurant, a grocery store, a laundromat, like, and that's what when people in real estate say location, location,
Location. Uh-huh.
location, that's what that means. Because if you open up a laundromat in a subdivision around the corner and the houses are $1.3 million homes, most likely they're not going to use that laundromat because you know
No.
why? They have washers and dryers in their
And they're
homes.
home. Exactly.
You know what I mean? But if you open it up around the corner around an apartment community that doesn't have washers and dryers in their apartments, guess what? That's probably a good place for you to place a laundromat. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it just needs to make sense. You know what I mean? So
You have to do your
absolutely,
research before you do it. 100%. If you don't know what
absolutely.
you're doing, if it doesn't seem right, don't do it because you're gonna put yourself backwards. But go in an area where it's gonna be high volume that you
Mhm.
know you're gonna make your money. And also, a liquor store is not. I did my first one was a quick turnaround because I had an idea, I had a plan, and it worked. But a liquor store is a long term. income if you do it
Yeah.
right. You're getting money all the time,
Right.
and it pays itself off. Because remember, the customer is buying the bottle from you. You're buying a bottle for X amount of dollars. They're buying it plus a couple of dollars over. So you're basically just putting money back in your savings. I'm
Right.
sorry, in your account over and over and over. So you're not losing nothing. That's the key part about opening a liquor store. Don't lose.
Mm.
You know, I mean, I could teach you. We can talk about other things into it, but like big stores make the most money because they buy the stuff for pennies on a dollar.
Right.
And
Because
they can
they
sell it
have,
back.
but it's because also too they have that capital to put towards it.
They have mass. They don't
That
have the capital. It's not a capital. It's the mass.
what you mean by that?
Okay, so if you have 15 plus stores,
Oh, I
and you're buying,
understand.
yeah. So you can have good, not you don't have to have capital like that, but if you're buying it as a mass group, you're getting it for a discount, or less.
Mm-hmm.
So you
That
buy that
makes sense.
same Moet, instead of paying retail $54, you're paying $22.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting two for the price of one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you said you cut the middlemen out. You have your liquor store now. You're throwing your own parties. So at this point, because you're like you want to cut everybody else out, do you have your own bar or club or restaurant that you're throwing these parties in with your liquor?
Yeah, so I decided to open a lounge with a restaurant. I want to learn the back end because someone came to me into my ear and said, "Hey, we're gonna do a virtual kitchen." I was like,
Mm.
"Okay." Opportunity fell in front of my lap. A person I used to was under my umbrella, and I basically purchased the lounge from him. You know what? Let me get back into promoting. So I was throwing the parties at my location, would buy liquor from the store, my liquor store, and throw my own events. Plus, I was learning the virtual kitchen at the same time. So that's why I have my
Mm.
lounge. And I learned how to do hookahs too. Hookahs is a great markup. I was like, really? It
Yeah,
opened my eyes to that. I didn't realize it until I started doing it. So by lounge, hookah, food, and liquor is a win-win situation.
that is so amazing. Because that hookah, I remember the very first time I went out and they were like, and I was like, I'm gonna get a hookah tonight. I'm gonna get hookah and we gonna hookah. We just gonna be hookahing, okay? I literally got the bill and I was like, what the holy heck? Because I own a hookah, a big one, at my home. I bought
Right.
it. It was like $180. It's a real nice hookah. It's at my house. I don't got to pay every time I use it. It just sit there. I just got to buy the refills, a little coil, you know what I'm saying? A little stuff that
Shisha.
go in it. It's not expensive. I don't know the name, but yes. So, and that's it. When they sent me the bill, I said, I just bought my hookah again. What the heck? It's so expensive. All this to say, guys, you're absolutely right. And to let the people that are watching, shout out to, and let me real quick, let me take a pause. Shout out to you guys. It is 85 of you watching. If you have not hit that thumbs up, definitely click that thumbs up if you were enjoying this live. If you have questions, because it wasn't that many here when I said it earlier. If you have questions for Blue, definitely put them in the comment section. And when I get to it, if we get to it, I'll definitely put them on the screen and I will ask Blue. Shout out to you guys
Please.
for joining the live tonight. It's 86 now. Okay. So so the thing is, and the reason I bring that up is because that's that entrepreneurial mindset. If you go out and buy 50 hookah jars, or not
Yes.
jars, but thingies,
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
you renting them out at $80 a pop,
It depends on
$50.
location. Depends on location.
That part too. But I'm
If I
just
like
saying, what if it's
mass,
in a great location? Do you know how
but
much
but
money?
but you're right. But here's the thing: I can hit your pocket, or I can have you. You can spend less, have a good time. You will be my consistent customer.
Right.
If I'm giving you a hookah for $35, you're gonna buy food and liquor. I make more all around,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna come back because wait a minute, I got to eat, I got to drink, and I got to smoke a hookah for the
Yeah.
$85. I'm happier.
See, I don't know.
Because I can split
Crazy.
my hookah with, okay, if I go out with a hookah, I got three of my friends, we can split that. We're paying $20 or $25 a piece. The first round's on him, second round's on me, second round's on you. I'm as the owner, I just made $160 something.
Right.
I want you to come back every time, enjoy yourself, and food's on point, and you're behind your drink. I'm okay.
That is so dope. Dang. So let me ask you, do you still have this restaurant now?
We're moving the lounge because I
Or the
want to,
lounge?
yeah, so we're moving the lounge, which I want it to be a little bit smaller. The one I had was too big and it was
Mm,
divided. I said, I bought into it from someone who had it before me and I turned it around. So we sold our portion of it because I brought the numbers up and I was happy. I didn't like the location because I was forcing people to come to a location and my audience is more south. They
hmm.
show me love, but it's like I felt bad. You're driving way up north to come back south, so we're
Yeah.
moving the location, south, and I'm gonna design it a little differently. But I have a better idea and a concept now because at the time it was like, oh, this is a dope idea. I like parties. Let me grab this from you because you were struggling. Let me buy you out. I bought them out and I owned it. I was like, you know what? Let me build it up and I sell it, and I'm moving things where the my crowd is easier to drive to, and also
Mhm.
there's new generations coming into that area where it's something's gonna be a hit once we open again because we already have the database. I understand it better, especially hookahs now, and I already have the
Mhm.
liquor store. We're going to be on a second liquor store too coming up very soon, and I'm happy about that. So we're like, you know what? And I'm learning along the way real estate the same way how
Mhm.
square footage is a key thing. And then all my young entrepreneurs pay
Yeah.
attention to the key square footage. If you're
Yep.
paying top dollar, that means you start off negative. If your rent is, for example, $10,000 a month, you need
Mhm.
to raise your prices up on your hookahs, your food, just to
Yep.
make that. That doesn't include your liquor. It doesn't include your cost of goods sales. You got to pay attention, please, guys. But once you bring your rent down, then you start seeing a profit of what you're doing and your goals.
Yep. That is so true. It's so funny because when my daughter and I, when we go shopping, she's like, "Mommy, this is $30." I'm like, "Baby, they got to pay rent, boo. They got." She's like, "But you can go to it was $8 at Walmart when we." I'm like, "They got to pay rent. Like if we go to the mall, you know what I mean?" And it's like she sees something more expensive. And a lot of people just don't understand, like, why is
No,
this one place cheaper? Why is it, like people with brick and mortars, their prices might be a little bit higher there. And it's like, why? It seems like this place is overpriced. They got to pay
I
rent,
agree.
still trying to make a
Yeah,
profit. People don't understand that concept. They don't think about it like that. If you're a business person, you think like how I think, you think like how you think, like we get
yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
And
People that's not in business, they don't get it.
I don't want to keep hitting the customers across the head for something that I wanted to do there. I wanted everybody to spend money and be happy, and I'm
Yeah.
happy too. So that's how we transitioned into from the promoter, known part people, to the liquor store, which I didn't want to be the third party, into the lounge, which I learned a lot more because I wasn't a restaurant guy, but I
Mhm.
understand it now. Into hookah slash second liquor store. We're gonna open another lounge very soon, and it transitioned into the virtual kitchen because I
Mhm.
was able to establish that while I was learning the
Mm.
industry of the restaurant.
So talk to us about, because I've never heard of like a virtual chicken, virtual
Whoa,
chicken.
whoa, wait, you started, what? What? I'm sorry. Virtual kitchen basically is like where we sat at home. I was sitting down with a couple friends of mine who was a cook, and we're like, wait a minute. When the COVID hit, we sat at home. And after COVID hit, we couldn't go nowhere. So people delivering food to us, and a lot of people instead of cooking at the restaurants, are actually cooking online. And there's basically your favorite person that cooks was shipping food to you. So now we're doing that. That's taken full circle. Like a lot of people now, they come home, they don't want to cook, they order out. So the virtual kitchen is where the key kicks in. So we can supply that on a mass to people. That's what we're doing. It's gonna be online. You can order what you want, and we get delivered to you. You don't have to leave your household.
Mm.
So
So
that's what
kind of
we're
like
doing.
Uber Eats.
Yes, but we're the actual the kitchen. So Uber comes to us and delivers
Mm.
to you.
Mm. Meaning because you didn't have that prior.
No, I did not.
And,
But
and now
I started it. I started it at the lounge. You know, friend, like I said, cook of
Mhm.
mine. He's like, yo, wait a minute. He's like, let's maximize our revenue. Let's put X amount of kitchens in one, and let's
Mhm.
market to everybody. So because maybe a cook can cook anything, as long as you teach them what they had to cook. So
Right.
why not have a virtual setup where I can do a lot of kitchens.
Right. Exactly. So it's like, especially for people that can't get there or get to you, or, I mean, it just makes sense. It like fills in a gap, you know,
Yes.
whatever gap that is, it just fills it in. It's just something that you could.
Right. And
Yeah.
we're trying to do it as an example, like a Chinese food restaurant to go, we order it, we go pick it up and we go, that's all we do. We have to sit down and eat. I'm taking that concept and doing a mass kitchen with a lot more variety of foods. So you don't have to, because it come there, we can deliver it to you on a different
Right.
level.
Interesting. And this is just going to be in South Beach. Are you going to be or thinking about expanding to like?
Yes, we're trying to do one in every city east. So we're, the more the better. Like I said, we already have the full build out, how we wanted to build. We did the drawings, what we need all nine. So we're going to try to take it. If we go in the whole entire United States, there's nothing to stop in Miami, but we're trying to do multiple spots. We just need to have locations. We'll come take a look at it. And then from there, we can say, okay, yeah or nay. But definitely it's a great concept. And the younger generation, they don't want to cook. They want to order to go.
Do because they're so lazy. That's why. And it's not even the younger generation no more. It's this time frame. It's 2023. Everybody's just so late. Not everybody, but it's a lot of lazy people out here.
Yeah.
They just don't want to do the work. They rather give the money to someone and have someone else do it.
I mean, listen, we're in a different generation. It's not, I can't say lazy or not, because sometimes you want to order something, you're working late, or you want to go work out and you want your food at your house when you get there. At least you know this food can be cooked and delivered to your home. So everything's app driven. So why not catch up with what's going on? And that's what we're doing. We are basically going to put a little seed everywhere and just order. We're going to give you everything you need.
Right.
And a one-stop shop. Just have them just call the actual delivery company. They'll bring it to you.
Yeah.
And it cuts back also on employees too. Cuts back on certain things.
Yeah, well, I cook, so I wouldn't really use your services. But if you all in South Beach, if y'all in Miami.
Oh, wait. You will, because we deliver liquor too.
Wow. Do you need like a certain permit to do that? Because it is like alcohol, you know what I mean? Like, say for instance, if you want to buy a pack of cigarettes, like, do you have to have like, you know what I mean? Because you have to be a certain age to drink. You have to be a certain age to smoke.
Yes, but the company, the main companies are the ones that are going to check on the IDs. So they'll check on your ID for you, and that's how we get the permit. So we sign them for it, and then the company from there, they're going to actually check your ID, or you got to swipe your ID for the delivery. Because down here we have Instacart. Instacart's ran by Publix, and Publix checks IDs. So that's not on us anymore. It goes to them, to the bigger companies.
So when will your lounge reopen back up? Because you said you're going to a smaller lounge. When will that happen?
We are looking at May. We're building as we speak.
Oh, it's real soon.
Yeah, we're building. We're in that process. We're already started.
Do you want to kind of put out there like where it's going to kind of be? Because Go ahead.
We're going to be downtown Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, so be looking out, guys, and follow Blue. I mean, we haven't gotten to this part yet, but all of Blue's contacts, his social media handles, they're all in the description box. All you have to do is click the link. You can slide in his DM if you want more information. It's just because it's only April 5th, and this video is going to be up there, and people are going to constantly watch this video. So by the time somebody may lay eyes on this video, it's going to be May, and it's like, oh shoot, I wonder if his thing is open, his lounge is open, like I'm gonna slide through. So
we're going to post it up, we're going to promote it, we're going to do everything we're supposed to do social media wise, but we're as we speak right now. I was there earlier today. We're putting everything together. It's coming together very lovely.
That is so amazing. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, so let's move forward. So because now I got some other questions for you.
Here he comes.
So before I get into these questions, because you were on Ready to Love Miami this season, that's literally on TV right now. Okay. I have some questions, but before I have questions, the chat actually had some questions for you. So I'm just going to go through a couple of them. And one thing about the missing link and on my channel and my platform, if it's something that you don't want to answer, you don't feel comfortable about talking about, you'd be like, next question, I pass, like you don't have to answer it. So But Casey Johnson says, regarding the show, does he feel like he was given enough camera time for the amount that he filmed? He seemed to be missing from some of the episodes prior to his elimination.
They could have, so they could have portrayed me a lot more. There's a couple of things that they didn't show. Of course, I would love them to show you can't do the full thing, but at least answers, show me more. There's a couple of things they edited out, which is fine with me. But I definitely would have liked them to show some answers towards some of the dates I went on, because I was not really quiet. Like you see me now, I speak. I'm okay with these things, but maybe they felt otherwise. I'm not. That's not in my control. But yes, I would like them to show more stuff here.
Yeah. Anissa says, do you visit Jamaica often?
Not often enough, but I'm gonna start very soon. There's been other countries trying to establish things, but I'm definitely gonna start going more often.
Yeah. Diamonds and Lip Gloss says, do you have any siblings?
Yes, I do. There is 2 halves and 4 step brothers. So I have a sister and all boys.
Wow. So it's 7 of y'all total.
Yes.
Okay, because including you, yeah.
Oh no, 6. Well, yeah, come here, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And FYI, I saw someone in the comments section. I think you guys came in a little bit later because right now we have 93 people watching. Someone said, "Where's this accent from?" Because while you were talking, your accent did come out, and I wanted to be like, "Your accent came out. Your accent came out," but I didn't want to interrupt you. But we heard it. That's so cool. Okay. Mimi says, "What other interests do you have in business?" Other than the lounge and what you just kind of explained to us?
Other interests I do have is basically owning a lot of properties. Like I want to have a lot of real estate, even land, and sit on it, and then eventually let people move in and move into the area, and then build the homes and sell the homes from there. But definitely that's another interest I have, and yeah, that's pretty much other interest I have.
Yeah. So Diamonds and Lip Gloss, she says that you had 2 connections. What was it about them, both of the women, that prevented them from actually becoming your main connection?
My two number twos.
Right.
Oh man. 2 twos. 2 twos. As you know, you guys don't see the full things. We communicated via text wise. I had multiple meeting gatherings, or I'm sorry, multiple dates or meetings. Certain things didn't click to me. We didn't match. We didn't match. I'm sorry. It was just, as a guy and he was a female, when that person's for you, or you guys get along great, then you move forward. So no, it didn't work out the way I wanted to work out, and that's why we didn't have any more main connections from there.
Yeah. Well, there have been a couple of comments in the comment section about how handsome you are.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to put that out there for you. And I think someone asked me, I don't know if it was me, but I wanted to say Cora Hall. Is that your cousin?
Cool.
Cora Hall? Is that your family member? She's been.
Someone was seeing Forrest because they didn't want to get cut.
Yeah, she's kind of been in here. She says like y'all are blood cousins. So I didn't. Yeah. I just wanted to let you know that.
Yeah,
your family is here.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks, Candy.
Okay, so now for my questions. In the very, very beginning, how did you find out about Ready to Love? Okay. How did it fall in your lap?
Basically, I had one of my friends who sent me the flyer for Ready to Love. Yeah, Candy. So thanks, Candy. He sent me a message. Hey, look, Ready to Love. I'm like, okay, cool. I just brushed it off. I didn't really pay no attention. I actually just deleted the message. And then a month or 2 passed. I had someone in my DM, and they left me a message. Hey, by the way, are you interested in doing a show? Just give me 10 minutes of your time. I just left it on, it goes into the little request box all the way in the back, where you see it.
Yeah.
I was just bored one day. I was like, let me go through some of my
One
messages, and I
messenger.
saw it, and again, I was like, okay, cool. Let me give you. I opened the person's page. He seemed, authentic, genuine, like he's not no spam. And I said, all right, sure, what's up? They responded right away. I got a 10-minute phone call, and then here I am today.
So they hit you up. It seems like everybody that I talk to, they hit y'all up. I forgot to put my light on. I filled out the application. I went through like the whole process. Ain't nobody hit me up. I was
Yeah.
like, "Ooh, I want to." They're in DC. I was like, "I want to do this." I literally did like the whole application process.
Yeah, they hit me up, and then when they hit me up, I then went to that when I didn't. Then I went through all the interviews and all the good stuff. It was a long process, and the day that they called me, say I made it, I was booking a flight to leave. I was about the country with some of my friends. I was like, "Ah, I'm out here. We didn't hear nothing." And right when I
Wow.
was hit submit, got a phone call.
Yeah. Mm. Oh God, they didn't call me. So I had to call them. I had to send an email. Did that.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I did everything. But anyway, I
My
feel like
bad.
I'm the only one. I've never heard anyone else. Everyone else says that the show reached out to them. So crazy. Anyway, so when they told you that you were accepted for the show, like how did you feel? What was going through your head?
I was like, all right, let's do this thing. I mean, I was happy for it. Let's go. But like I said, I didn't really go do my research and look at the previous shows. I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? Let's just go into it blindly, and let's see what happens from there. I want to see what
Was
it's about,
yeah.
and
So
maybe it's my time to meet other girls, meet other women outside of what I normally meet them at. That's why I was like, I'm gonna get this opportunity because it's not something in the nightclub industry, nothing I'm used to. Maybe
right.
that's the reason why. Let me just go try this, situation. So I went into it willingly to see if it's, something I liked.
Right. So now do you wish you would have gone back and look at some of the previous episodes or seasons to kind of get an idea? Like now that you're on it, you're like, dang, I should have really did my homework. What did I
Even,
sign up for?
even if I did, everybody's different. Our season's way different from the other season, so it wouldn't help. I
Yes,
would have went in
y'all
there with
are.
I'd have went in there like, oh yeah, I'm expecting this, and I walked in, I'm like, it's like you're preparing for a test that is not the same test.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that. I'm good.
Yeah. Uh,
Look and see you.
I mean, because my experience, honey, I feel you. Yes. So what made you okay? So I know you said you're like, you know what, this might be a good opportunity to meet like other women, like them, what I'm used to. Other than that, like what made you feel like you could do and wanted to do reality TV? Because I know it's probably like a broader answer. Like, was it any other reasons? You
No, I
like, I
mean,
want to meet the women.
I see it for the women. Like it didn't bother me, or I'm a hide nothing. Like I didn't. I just want to go in there and like meet what was there and go with it. So that's why you can look at some of my facial expressions. Like I'm like, okay, I've been doing parties for a long time, so I'm like, I've been around certain people, like athletes, celebrities. I'm cool with it. So I was
Yeah,
like, you know what? Let me go into this situation and see what I find.
yeah,
I'm not gonna change who I am.
right,
I'm
right.
still
As
gonna
you
be me.
shouldn't.
Yeah,
That's
I'm still gonna
right.
be me. So
That's right.
just because they're taping us going to meet a woman, so what?
Yeah,
Nothing gonna be
absolutely.
different.
Hmm. Do you feel like that the women that were on your season were, how can I put it? Let me be specific. Did you find any of the women like your type when you saw them like at the mixer? Were you like, that's my type, that's my type, that's my type? Or were you like, my type not here? What the hell?
Wow. Okay. Uh,
I keep it 100.
keep it 100. Okay. At the time, yes and no.
Mm,
I like physical what I
mhm,
saw, but I also saw I like physical what I saw, and I saw other traits when they walked in the door.
mm,
Because some of the girls were my type, like what I
mhm.
saw, but I adjusted because I said it's something new for me. Maybe because it's my fault where I don't be blind and don't be picky. Open up, just go in there, see what comes to the door, check the personality, and also there's a couple of things I do like what I did see. So that's the reason why I was like, you know what, nah, I could definitely rock with you.
I'm the same way. I was the same way when I saw people like walk in like, "Rah!" But then it was like, as soon as they open up their mouth, I'm like, what
What happened
happened?
to you? Exactly. But no, I'm not gonna
Like,
say nothing about anybody. But I'm gonna leave
yeah,
that
like,
there.
just don't talk.
Right.
Just don't talk.
Because you gotta remember too, it's not about, not every time something looks good walking towards you that you're used to, it's gonna be what you want.
Exactly.
Where's this?
Yeah. Like I just require so much more now, especially at this age in my life. Like it has to be more than just looks because I always say to myself, and I hate that I say it, not that I hate that I say it, but what I think and what I say to myself is, what if something we're together and something happens to you and it disfigures you? You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like,
Who don't? All right.
am I gonna want to stay? Like, do
Mm.
I want to be with someone where I love you wholeheartedly, unconditionally? You know what
We
I
speak the
mean?
same thing, and that's why I said I didn't say it on the show, but like I'm not saying anything about these ladies, women on my show at all, nothing at all. But people forget that
Yeah.
we can provide everything else. What happens to me?
Yes.
And you know, like, oh well, I can't do nothing. I needed everything from him. Now we're both in a certain in a bad situation. But that's a different conversation another day.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, you're absolutely right. Okay, so I do have a couple of questions. So Red
Sure.
Hot Tooth says, what were the things that you liked, Blue? I guess maybe in, so we're gonna go to the next question because I don't want to try to figure it out. Blue, are you too busy to date?
No, I'm not. I could adjust my schedule. Yeah, I
You
adjust
make
my schedule
time
against
for
I
what
want.
you want to make time for.
Exactly. Same thing with ladies. Y'all, the women, y'all make time for the guy. So I could adjust my schedule anytime I want.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm thinking that Red Hot Tooth is saying that the women that were there, you said physically, like you saw, you know, you
I
saw,
saw
you
what I'm
liked
used to.
what you
Yes,
saw.
I
Exactly.
saw what I'm used to seeing, especially in South
Hmm.
Florida. I'm like, oh, okay, yes. And then after that, there's a couple of aura some of them had. I'm like, okay, wow, that caught my attention. But
Okay.
that's,
So other than the physicality, was it anything else that you saw that?
I mean, there's one or two personalities, but that was pretty much
Yeah, and you can't really, yeah, yeah.
that was
So, but
about it.
anything else? Anything else? So not even necessarily what you saw. So was it anything else that the women had other than the? Help me out here. Okay, so
Yeah, like I said, you went through what I went through. It was very difficult to have mad conversation with everybody because they were bouncing around. But the one or two that I did have conversation, I was intrigued to a certain point, but I just didn't get enough because I was bouncing around. They go here, go there, sit here, talk to this person, talk to this person. So
right,
once you started open up to someone and understanding them at a certain time, they moved you. But
yeah,
the one or two that I did, like, oh wow, I want to sit down and really talk to you some more. I didn't get that. So it's
yeah,
more not their fault. It's more
hmm,
that I didn't have enough time.
yeah. So the connection, the did you have like any bromances? Like, are you guys like still tight? Like, are y'all still cool? You've never heard of romance?
I'm listening to you.
Yeah, like are y'all still cool? Do y'all like hang out? Like, you know what I mean? Like, are
We
you
all
still
still
like really close with any of the guys?
we all yeah, we also hang out. I mean, if we throw an event, we all show up. I mean, that's more like my era. They all like throw parties, they pull up. We're cool. There's
Yeah,
no issues with that
yeah.
if they're
Okay,
in town.
all right. So with the reunion, because I had heard it that the reunion
You
was
heard
filmed.
it.
I had heard it
Oh boy, here we go.
that the reunion was filmed before you guys saw any episodes on TV.
Yes, that's true.
How do you feel now after seeing the episodes on TV? Do you feel like that they should have waited to shoot the reunion until after you guys were able to
Ooh,
see some of the
that's a good one.
episodes?
No, I'm glad they filmed before. Yes, I'm so happy to film before. Wow.
Okay. Do you feel like that the reunion would have ended up completely different had you guys had seen some of the episodes that were on TV?
Yes.
Do you feel like you wish that you would have seen certain things because you would have addressed certain things at the reunion, or you felt like what you saw and what was portrayed about you and your connections were good, or you feel like, dag, I wish I would have seen that because I would have addressed this then?
No. Because to answer that question, no, because everything I did before, even in my interviews, I said what I said. I was like, yo, I'm friend zone. I got 2 number 2s. I saw red flags. So there's nothing I'm gonna change.
Yeah.
The only
And
difference is you got to look into it a little more. I won't answer this part of it, but if you look into it, things have played out differently now.
yeah. You know what? Casey Johnson wants to know, did you get one-on-one dates with all the women that you were attracted to?
No, I did not. I wish I did, but I did not. So I
Mm.
spoke about this before in other interviews. I wanted to have a couple of dates, but I didn't get around to it. And that's maybe another reason why you guys didn't see me as much. But some of the dates I wanted to, we didn't get there. I got bounced around a lot.
Dang. Did you go on any dates that they didn't show? That you wish they would have shown?
No, I did not. So it goes back to what you're asking. I could have went on more other dates, but I didn't get the opportunity to. No. So if I did, yeah, what you saw was what I did go on. But
So
as
Dolph,
even,
no, go ahead.
yeah, even the group date, I don't even know why I went on the group date, but okay.
So Dollface Couture says, with who? Who did you want to go on a date with that you didn't get a chance to go on a date with?
I mean, she got voted off early. Would have been there's like 2 young ladies. I mean, 2 women I would have went on with dates with. One got voted off early, and the other one I wouldn't mind went on a date with.
Mercedes wants to know names. Mercedes B.
Which Mercedes is that?
I don't think it's your Mercedes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have definitely went on a date with Z and Z and Cynthia. I'd have went on a date with those 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did they know that you wanted to go on dates with? Because I get it, because I wanted to go on dates with some people and I never got a chance.
Z didn't pass this. Didn't make it past the second. Yeah.
That's right. She was voted off real.
Yeah. Cynthia, I didn't get an opportunity because, like I said, there's a lot of moving parts at the same time, and we were rushed to do a lot of things. And I'm trying to think. I think Z and Cynthia would have been ideal, but it would have been more. It would have been different if we went on dates with like everybody and let us from there understand each other. Because due to I didn't go on a date with someone and what other people said, it puts like an image in your mind about that person. Compared you sit down with them, then you understand them better. So I cannot say, I won't say anything more. I mean, I can't say about other people because I didn't go. But definitely Z and Cynthia, I would have liked to see what they're about because the conversation was very good.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Well, now that since Z was off pretty fairly early, and once you got eliminated, did you ever think to yourself, maybe I'll just like slide in her DM and reach out to her?
I mean, we spoke. We were cool. We have no issues. We spoke a little bit, but we all go back to our, after things are over, we go back to our regular life. We get busy.
Yeah.
I can't, especially when you're still filming, you're not supposed to go outside and do other things. So that also eliminated that point of it. So
well, it seemed like some other people did that. I'm just joking. I'm listening.
I saw the eyebrow. It's okay.
Okay. So do you regret anything that you did, or do you wish that you would have done anything differently while you were filming, or what while filming, or in what they showed, or do you? Yeah.
I don't regret nothing because I'm me. If you want to understand me, know me, just because they filmed that doesn't mean that's who you found. So I'm good. I will not change anything I did.
Yeah.
I'm happy what happened, and now we're having these conversations and people are learning more about me. So I'm happy.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely sure that they definitely learned more about you. So just to conclude, just the last question, and we're going to go back to your businesses. What advice would you give to anyone who is interested in opening up their own bar, or hookah lounge, or restaurant, or liquor store?
Location is a key thing, especially liquor stores, bars. Bar, make sure you have your own audience and make sure you know what your rent will cost you. Don't open something with a higher rent expecting you're gonna make it because your customers are gonna feel it. Liquor store, carry a good inventory. Some of the inventory you might sit on, but don't get discouraged. But definitely carry a great inventory for the location and put yourself where it's very high traffic. That's the key thing. And once you have put yourself next to something that's gonna always have people walking in and out of, you got to figure out from there, whatever your city's at. Once you're next to something that people, no matter what needs to go there, you're gonna have someone pop in to pick up something from your liquor store. Restaurants and bars, it's the same thing. Put yourself where you know you're not in the cut, but you're on a main beaten path, like a street where people see it, and your drinks have to be cost friendly. Even the person might pay $5. That bottle he bought cost you $5. He's an average person go 2 drinks. So everything after that's a profit.
Yeah.
Just keep those in mind, and you make sure your rent is pretty much cheap. And you don't want to start off negative. Always do your research in everything you do.
Yeah. So other than your virtual, I was about to say chicken again, virtual kitchen, and your new lounge that you're going to be opening in May, are you working on any other projects that you would like to tell the people about?
Only other project we're working on, we're still going back to, which we didn't touch on. This was okay. We still do events in different countries. So we're going back to our events, 3-day weekends, Toronto, Bahamas, Colombia. We're gonna bring back Light Vibes, what we did in Bahamas, which is a day party where it's very good, and we're gonna take that to different locations. But we completely passed that part. I apologize, that's my fault. But definitely we're gonna bring back those outdoor festivals again.
That sounds really fun. So, are you going to be posting this stuff on your social media?
Yes, everything that we spoke about, I will be posting it. Show the grand opening, open all platforms to drive stream to it. But as of right now, I want to keep it very until we get the physical date that we're opening. I don't want to launch it yet, but we're close, very close.
Yeah. So, so the thing is they need to know where they can find you. So where on social media can they follow you to see all this great stuff that you're working on and to follow you for the
if you look at my IG, it's BLU DASH DASH That's all my social media handles. From Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the handles are BLU DASH TM. You can't it's everything you need right there.
Yeah, and just to let everybody know that the links are in the description box below. All his handles except for Snapchat. I couldn't find you on Snapchat to put the link, but your Instagram, your TikTok, your Twitter, all the other links are definitely down below. If you want to follow BLU on his social media, definitely click there and it'll literally take you to the page. But other than that, I appreciate it. This was such a great interview. It was so informative. I'm so glad I got a chance to meet you, like instead of seeing you on the screen and like review you and talk about you. And I never really said anything bad about you. But other than that, I didn't say anything bad. I think I was just like, they don't get BLU. I was like, BLU is about his business. I was like, BLU, y'all talking about BLU ain't saying nothing. BLU ain't giving up nothing. BLU. And I'm like, because BLU must got stuff to lose. I was like, call me. I was like, because he's about his business. And I like that.
Appreciate it. You see why.
Other than that, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so very much for joining me tonight. And we will absolutely see more of you.
Appreciate it. Thank you again, guys.
All right. Have a good night. Don't forget to like the video. If you are not subscribed, definitely subscribe to my channel. Click the notification.